Hi, everybody. Sorry for the late start. I have had a very busy day, but we are here and it is Fluid Friday. This is Free Psychic Readings with Matty and Debbie. And hold on, let me fix it. And Debbie is not here today, but that's okay. Wish her well. Send her good energy and good vibes, good messages, okay? But yes, so it's Fluid Friday. So what's in your cup? Let us know what's in your cup, or let me know what's in your cup. I've got an iced coffee and water. Stay hydrated, very important. But yeah, let's go over the rules. So welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. So this is Free Psychic Readings, meaning they are free readings at the end of the day. We gladly encourage donations and accept donations, and the pay links will be scrolling below in just a moment. Let me fix that. However, it does not prioritize you if you make a donation. So we want equal opportunity to everybody for a free reading, and without compromising quality. So if you make a donation, very appreciated. If you feel moved to, however, it does not guarantee you a reading. I want to say, hold on one second. Let's see. I want to say, I apologize for Wednesday, not making it on Wednesday, because something came up and we weren't able to do the show. So I do apologize if you were here or expecting us on Wednesday. But it is Fluid Friday. So submit your questions. You must be 18 or older to receive a reading. We do not do legal or medical, and do not put anyone else's name unless it's your own in your question. So if you put someone else's information, we can't put it up on the board or on the screen. And yeah, so if you're trying to refer to a person, say person on my mind, person of interest, my crush, my partner, my, however you want to do it. But please don't put their name, okay? And here we're going to get there it is. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jasmina. Hi, Marijana. Hi, Marie Taylor, Kim Lenzer, Carlos, Toya. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Hi, Phyllis. Look, let's see. Toya says, water is in my cup. Yes, love it. Stay hydrated. Jasmine is drinking coffee. Me too. And water. Let's see. Ginger ale. Phyllis is drinking ginger ale. I love it. Ginger ale is really, really good for, I didn't know this actually, but I mean, it seems like everyone knows this, but when you have like an upset stomach or, for quite a few things like a sore throat or just needing a little pick-me-up, but ginger ale is really good for all that. And I didn't know this either, but baking soda has some properties. Apparently, you put a little bit of baking soda in water or in ginger ale, just like a little bit, and it's supposed to like help with if you have like indigestion or acid reflux or heartburn and also upset stomach. So I thought that was interesting because I didn't know you could. Well, I guess I knew you could consume baking soda, but I thought it was just like in baking. I didn't know you could put it in a drink. But yeah, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Kim Bracken, if you are in here, I want to apologize. I missed it all. I missed the show on Wednesday. I still want to, give you a reading in regard to your friend. So Kim Bracken, if you see this message, I'll mention that again later, just in case you're not in here. Okay, yeah, well, let's see. I'm going to be using, I've got my Kitten Chops deck. I've got my original Rider-Waite deck. I've got my Tarot de Luz. Here it is, Tarot de Luz. I've got my Prism Oracle, Inner Guidance Messages. And as always, we do the pendulum for yes, no questions if you have a yes or no question, okay? So, and I haven't heard, Marianne says baking soda also used for heartburn with water. Yes, yes. That's what I was saying all these different things and I was like, I'm missing one. That's the one, heartburn. Okay, so I don't know where Debbie is actually, guys. So that's a little a little concerning because I thought she was going to be here, and I didn't hear from her. But where's my phone? I'm going to send her a message. Give me a second. Let's see. Debbie. Saying, hey, Debbie, hope you are well and everything is okay. I'm saying, come on into the live if you are feeling up for it. Don't want to put like pressure on her or anything, but I do want to check on her because I didn't hear anything, and usually she's very on top of things like that. She's like very communicative and will let me know. So either way, we're wishing her the best. I'm sure she's fine. But let's do some reading. So it's Fluid Friday. Again, let me know what's in your cup, guys, if you are watching. Oh, and like the show. Please like the show. Hit the thumbs up right now. If you're here watching, hit the thumbs up. That's her right there. Oh, well, she'll be in just a moment. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. If you like the show, let the algorithm know by hitting the thumbs up, because it will think it just wasn't that interesting if you don't. If you watch the whole thing and then you don't hit the thumbs up, it's going to be like, well, they didn't think it was that interesting. So it doesn't recommend it to people. And if you want to see us grow, like the show, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to follow us, you go to youtube.com/@MattyTarot or youtube.com/@PsychicFixes and hit the subscribe button. You can also go to Debbie's Facebook and subscribe. That's Facebook, but Psychic Fixes Facebook, and follow her there. Okay. But yeah, let's just see. I'm gonna pick somebody. Thank you so much for liking the show, you guys. I appreciate it. I am great, Carlos. Thank you for asking. And Kim Lunzer, happy Friday. Thank you. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's been a long one, but it's been a good one. Oh, Marianne says apple juice. Apple juice chilled. You know what? I almost got a glass of apple juice right before the show. So we would have been drinking the same thing. All right. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, if you guys have an inquiry or questions or would like a reading, please submit. But I'm going to go ahead and pick my first person, and that is Jasmina. Jasmina. General reading for December. Would like a general reading for December. Alrighty. Jasmina. Hi, Victoria. Thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to pull some cards for Jasmina. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, here we are. Miss Debbie's here. Possibly soon, in a moment. Pending. Normally she's here first, so she's on this side and not that side. So our logos are backwards, but that's okay. All right, anyway, Jasmina. I'm going to pull a few cards, and then I'll get into it for you. Oh, that was an accident. That wasn't your cards flying out. Hold on. Okay. Louise O'Connor says, I enjoyed a shot of Bailey's tonight. Okay. I swear, I brought this up last time, but my favorite YouTube video ever it's just called The Christmas Tree. And it's the person who plays Linda in Bob's Burgers. It's actually a male, and he used to do this like character, this like Jersey mom, or like New York mom or New Jersey mom type person with like this curly red wig, and he it's just hilarious, and it's just called The Christmas Tree. And there's just this part in there right when you said I enjoyed a shot of Bailey's, it just immediately in my head I said, who wants Bailey's? Because hi Debbie.
Hi.
Sorry, but
I don't know Bob's Burgers.
You say what?
I don't know Bob's Burgers.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But the part in the video, there's just the one little part where he like turns around and she's like, who wants Bailey's? And the way she says it is just so funny. But that's exactly what played in my head when Louise O'Connor said, I enjoyed a shot of Bailey's.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're fine. Don't even worry about it.
As you know, with you hunt, I like to go hunting for haunted objects.
Okay. Is that a haunted object?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to try to do psychometry on it, but it's Robin, born October 24th, 1954. And I collect baby shoes. I've got some weird baby shoes. Like I know I have a haunted pair. It looks like they were baby wicked elf shoes. And so whenever I see them, I got to grab them.
My mom has my baby shoes.
I've got my son's baby shoes.
And my sister, I think she has my sister's, and they're bronzed like that.
Uh-huh.
And then she has mine, but they're not bronzed. But
yeah. I have some antiqued ones. There's been a couple I didn't bring home, in the past, because I'm going not bringing that into the house. But I go, I just grabbed them. I gotta go and feel the energy and see if I can connect.
Haunted object. We got to do a whole segment on haunted objects.
Oh yeah, and I love doing psychometry. Like the first time I ever did it, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is made up or whatever. And everything came in. The spirit came in, said what the spirit's like, all kinds of stuff. It was really great. I love doing it.
What is psychometry?
That's when you take something and you read it. You get to, sometimes people will just get like a voice, or they'll just get impressions. But okay. I get the whole ghost person comes in, then I tell what they look like, and then I get messages from them, and it's just really neat. Wow. But it all gets validated. They go, oh yeah, that's what they look like, and wow. They were a drama queen or whatever, Oh, okay.
That's impressive. I love that.
It's amazing because I tried something, and if it wasn't gonna work, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But boy, I've been really lucky. Okay, hi Yasmina. Okay, you guys, share the show. I am going to go ahead and find someone to do a reading for, and okay. I will put that in comments.
All right. So, Yasmina, we've got quite a few message. Well, an overall general message here, but I'm going to take you through the journey of it. So, you got the Empress. So, the Empress card tells me that there is a journey right now, or a endeavor, or some sort of self discovery that is happening, where you are being asked to really step into your power, your own authority, your ability to create the life you want, the things and the gifts you want, and the answer to receiving is giving. right? So there's a very empathetic energy that comes along with the Empress. There's very much a giving, a motherly type giving. That I'm not speaking in terms of like being an actual mother, or I mean, you may be, but I'm not speaking in terms of like how do I say, the divine feminine encompasses an energy that is very empathetic, giving, nurturing, caring, right? And so overall with the rest of the cards, what it's saying to me is that the energy of giving in a caring way toward others, toward, you know, toward the how do you say this, toward the circumstances that will further you, toward the people you know, involved in those circumstances around you, involved in the spaces around you, um and those that are supportive of you, and those that you are, you know, trusting, that you trust, and that you rely on, lean on, you know, your close circle essentially, and then also, you know, some acquaintances as well. But either way, you're being asked to be very open, giving, nurturing, generous in a endeavor to create something. And the reason this is being asked of you is because right now you're maybe having some fear regarding finances, money. This might be because the holidays are coming up. You don't know how you're going to do it. You don't know how you're going to manage. But there's some fear regarding some, you know, monetary value, um, physical currency. Now, I'll let you know this. You have, there's a transformation you're going through, or a transition, possibly in maybe work. Maybe it's in, yeah, maybe it's in your career. Maybe it's just you've hit a point where money's not coming in the way it used to. And you're like, something's got to give. Where's my break, right? And it's just been, with the holidays coming especially, it's just been really weighing on you, and kind of a lot on your mind. Now, what is being shown to me here is that you gotta how do I say, you gotta grieve the loss of something, which in this case, I think, let's see, soften and open. Yeah, soften and open. In this case, I think what it's asking, because the Five of Cups came out, in this case, what it's asking you to grieve is this idea, this way of thinking, this loop and subconscious thought that fuels this worry, this anxiety, because it is on a repeated loop. It continues. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it also is a negative feedback loop. So the process of, what I mean by that is the process of thought gets you so engulfed in that energy that you don't notice the subtle behavioral changes and the way you apply yourself in the world that take place, that then serve to, in a sense, fulfill that exact line of thinking in your reality, essentially manifested. And you're like, well, you know, why does this keep happening? Well, it's these subtle forms of thought. And so you need to kind of grieve that part. And what I mean by grieve is that because at some point these things did serve you, these things did help you in some way, maybe in an attempt to protect yourself from the fear of the unknown. You were able to use this negative feedback loop to kind of quell yourself from, you know, oh, I have this desire, I want more, but, you know, oh, well, this, that, and the other, negative. Oh, it wouldn't work out anyway. And then you feel better, right? Because you don't have to deal with that fear of the unknown. You don't have to deal with that. And so you're like, you've used this way of thinking to keep yourself from having to dive into that fear. And it so in this, in that sense alone, it did serve a purpose. It was useful to you, right? And so the best way to grieve something is to give it appreciation, give it the gratitude, because that's how you flip it into the positive. That's how you move through it. So say thank you. Thank you. You know, our brains do this thing where they're really great. They're really great at protecting us. It's not actually protecting us, but you know, that's what you thought you were doing. That's what your brain thought it was doing. It did what it was supposed to do. It did its job and it did it well. So thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so like, that served me at that time. It's not serving me any longer. I need to let that go. And you need to, because look, the wounded warrior here, the Nine of Wands, you have this hope and this fear at the same time. So the only thing that's stronger than fear is hope. The only thing that's stronger than fear is hope, love. But I would say hope falls under the category of love. So that's great. And this hope is growing stronger than this fear. And so what you need to recognize is through this transition, you need to be more open to maybe, because you're very ambitious. I know you have it in you, but that fear maybe holds you back a little bit. And so you need to, the Page of Swords here is asking you to take a chance, go out on a whim, try it. What's the worst you can do? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, the worst that can happen is it doesn't work out. But where are you? Exactly in the same position you were before. So what's really, you know, there's not really there's not really a downside. Now, I do understand that over time, if you're not bringing in the same amount of money, obviously that's it has a negative impact on you. But I don't think you need to worry because you have the skills. The Eight of Pentacles is here. You have the proper knowledge under your tool belt. You have the skills and you have the time to be able to commit to these goals of yours. So there's a message coming through right now, and I really just want to make it clear to you. You have to look at money like a form of energy. Just because it's physical, tangible. I mean, it's even more so a form of energy because it's physical, tangible, right? We're touch. You know, we touch it, we exchange it, it moves around. There's money, and there's also digital currency. I mean, there's also a digital track of currency and credit and all that. But really, money is a form of energy, just like anything else. And so, what happens when? How do I say this? You notice when you give graciously and with gratitude, it comes back to you, right? So the problem that a lot of people have with their spending is that they don't give graciously. The spending, because you got to pay your bills, right? So when your bills come around, you're like, oh gosh, I needed that money. Or like I didn't, oh gosh, I can't believe I have to pay this huge bill. And so that's the energy you're sending your money out with, is this negative thought of how inconvenient it is and how it's going to be so hard. It was hard to get that, and now I'm having to give it away to this thing. That's exactly the way it's going to come back to you. That's exactly the way it's going to return to you. So it's always going to be hard to get it. It's always going to exhaust you. It's always going to overwhelm you, and you're never going to catch up or be able to be in a like position. You know what I mean? So you need to change that way of thinking. And when you should instead shift to the view of, I'm grateful I'm grateful I was able to pay that bill, that I had the funds to do it. Even if I did have to take it from here a bit and take it from here a bit, I was able to do that. I'm grateful that I had the means to get that done. And when you send it out with that energy, that's how it's going to come back to you. It's going to come. So it's kind of like I view the tides of the ocean. I say it like this: sometimes the tide is high, and we have funds, and money is here, and it's great, and we don't have to worry. And sometimes the tide goes out to low tide, and We got to wait for the tide. And instead of standing there and watching and waiting for the tide to come in, like, when's the tide going to come back in? When? Instead, take time to pause and enjoy the little things. The tide pools. There's so many beautiful things in the tide pool. Take a stroll. Look through the tide pools. Enjoy the moment. And before you know it, and be grateful. And before you know it, that tide's going to come back in and it's going to be high again. Okay? Money comes, money goes, money flows. It's money. That's it. It doesn't need to, you've attached a negative energy to it, and that's the cycle you're stuck in. So what I see for you is a transformation of this. I see all the things you want and need on the horizon, the Three of Wands here. Everything. What that's saying to me is that everything you want is coming to you. You just a little more patience, okay? Through this transformation, apply yourself the way you know how, and you do know how. And the Nine of Cups here. This is accomplishment, achievement, and attaining the things that you want. It's kind of like see, he's sitting here and he's like, look, I did all this. I'm responsible for all this. These are my trophies or my you know, my achievements, and he's very proud looking of like, haha, look, I did it, you know. So the energy of this card is like, look at the hard work that I put in and look what I got from it because I applied myself. So that's coming for you. Okay. I don't think you need to worry. And you need to do your best to because look at the bottom of the deck. Can you see this? Hold on. I swear these lights sometimes. Hold on. It says success. Okay. It says success. You can't see it, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. Success. You have success coming for you. Oh, there we go. Look at that. But I just gotta find the right spot. You have success coming. You have it says death. It's a transformation. Okay. There's ebbs and flows in life, and right now you're in an ebb. Okay. And what did I just say? What did I say in the very beginning of the reading? I said, giving graciously to others around you, be of service to others, and do so willingly, and do so with gratitude, and do so with no expectation, and watch it just be given back to you so graciously, tenfold, more than you ever could have imagined. Okay, that's all I have for you this evening. I hope it helped.
That was great. I like your hat.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sporting the look of I didn't brush my hair.
That's okay, Debbie.
Well, I don't care. So.
You look great.
All right. Brianne, hi. I took a lot of cards for you because first I just connected when I saw a general reading. So I put cards out and then I go, oh, wait a minute, December. So I put cards out, but they're about the same. So first 4 cards are going to be for you. Tell me a little bit about you, energy crossing over you. Energy crossing over, you could be thinking about it, manifesting in, or it will be coming in the future. I get a look at the future, a look at the past, just a quick look, and then I have cards for December. The card that represents you is pretty much the card of whatever your work is. You know, it's a regular card, no bells and whistles. It just shows me that's what you're about. Crossing you in temporary energy is a big card of change. Like, I want this change to come. I want to be a different person. I want to live a different way. I really want a positive, prosperous change to come. So you're manifesting that in, by the way. I get in the future, though, and this will be for January, a super stuck card. This is the big card of like, I can't do anything about it, kind of stuck. No, we don't want to go into have that happen. We don't want to manifest that in. So do talk to your guides during the whole month of December, Archangel Michael, and say, take everything out of my path. I want to flow. I want to to go towards my future. I want prosperity and happiness and all this great stuff to come in, because I don't want to see you starting that stuck. I can't do anything. We're going to blow that away. In the future, I do see that happening. So work on it now. Past position shows me working well with people. I like that a lot. Now, in this general reading that came in, I have a money-minded woman. This can be you, or if you like money and money's your thing, then this is you. If not, someone can come in, give you some good advice about money. Now, they're showing me some tough stuff when I look at both of these hands that I have out here. I do feel like a sense of loss. So I asked, what's going on here? And they're saying you're expecting to get something. I get a party, and I get, boy, it would be a wish come true for you. Since I get that sense of loss, I don't see that coming. So know that now, manifest for whatever you want to come in. Because right now on the path in December, I don't think you're going to get whatever you really, really want, like your heart's desire. They are showing me that things are a bit crazy for you in the middle of December as well. And too much worry. There's some worry going on as well. Make sure that you don't like make major decisions during this time. When things are going a little strange and we have crazy stuff happening, for me, that's paranormal activity. But when we have crazy stuff happening, don't rush in and do anything, say anything, set back, kind of let things happen. The end of the month, I really like it. And it's the same as this other hand that I have. And it shows me like an investment. So I really do feel like that there's something that comes in and you go, this is great. This is wonderful. I'm going to do it. And really will build up money that eventually will take care of all your needs and wants. I don't have any worries when I see this investment card. So the rest of the cards that I was looking at, they do show me that in December, we do have struggles. We do have conflict, things like that. But then again, I feel like you can handle things. I feel like you're super talented by the way, like you do something really well. And I love that. That's a strong suit for you. We do have an energy of a male here that comes in importance. I feel like this person is it can be a dad energy or somebody be a good dad, but in priority in your life. And I feel like that they are going to be there for you. I feel very trustworthy here, loyal. I feel really good, compassionate from this person, and a very loving person, and one that likes to be around the water, by the way. So I'm going to say in the middle of December, they step in. I don't know if this is in spirit that somebody's coming in, but you do have the moon card right here of getting messages from the other side. So I don't know if you have anybody, a grandfather, or uncle, a dad in spirit, but something's going to happen in the middle of December, and it's all good. Okay. But you know what? I really do feel like towards the end of December, we're feeling like we don't trust what's ahead. You need to sit down and formulate your future, what you want, what your goals are, no matter how big and out of the box they are. Sit down and write them down. Do your journal, write them down. This is what I want to bring in. This is what's coming in 2025, and make it come into a reality. You have the opportunity to really make the big decisions for your lifetime at the end of that month. I also want to tell you again, with this investment that I see much success that comes in at the end of December for you. So it's good. But we do have a little bit of crazy train. We're going to ride that a little bit in the middle of the month. And that's what I have for you.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank you. I'm going to put up my volume. There we go.
Okay, I've chosen Kathleen Cardillo. Kathleen Cardillo. I don't know. One of those. She says, could you tell me what's coming for me with love? Yes. Kathleen, I take it. Kim Bracken, I see your comment. Okay, I said something in the beginning of the show, and I wanted to say, I said, I'm so sorry we missed Wednesday. We had something come up, but yes, I want to do a reading for you. So like we had discussed. Okay, so Kathleen Cardillo Cardillo, thank you for joining us. I have a sense that one of two things, one of these. So you either have attempted meeting somebody or dating or kind of been, testing the waters, dipping your toe in, and just haven't had, you've just kind of had like repeat situations, haven't had you just the same type of thing happening, and you're kind of feeling worn out, overwhelmed, burnt out, I should say. Either that, or you've just gone through, maybe not just, but you recently, or anyway, still healing from, I'll say that, still healing from a past situation that really, really took a toll on you. So one of those. But here's what's really important. There's so much. I've studied psychology regarding, the way people operate, the way people think, and what their actions and behaviors mean, and how they speak, and all that, for nearly 16 years. Extensively. It's just something that I really take a lot of interest in, and so I've read many books, and I do my research, and I read I read research papers. I read a lot. I do a lot of work. I'm sorry. I look at a lot of therapists' work and the studies they've done, and I read and I gain all this knowledge. And so I don't have like credentials, but I can say I have extensive knowledge in the field of how the mind works, and psychology and in general. So I say all that to say this. I especially pay attention to relationships and the building of meaningful connections between two people, and how people connect and operate in that setting. So it's very much like number one thing I really pay attention to. And I'm saying that to say this. Really, it's really important to understand yourself and because relationships are so, there's a lot I could say to you, and I won't go into it. I want to say so much, and that's why I'm having trouble, but I'm not going to like go into everything, but there's a few key points I want to really emphasize to you, because if you find yourself in the situation of repeated it feels like, oh, the same thing over and over again, I'm meeting the same type of person, I'm doing the same thing, you have to take into consideration that there is a common denominator, Kathleen, and the common denominator is you. And I'm not saying this because you're the problem. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it's sometimes we're not the problem at all. We're great. But our picker and the way we present ourselves, and the way we set boundaries, and the way we communicate our needs is a little off. And not, well, I don't want to say off, but it's not going to get us what we want and what we're looking for, and what is, what's fulfilling. And that's where we got to just understand that, we all were given a blueprint by our caregivers. Normally our caregivers are our parents, right? But some people, they don't have their parents, they have caregivers. But you got to just understand that the blueprint you were given may not necessarily be the one for success in that department. And that's fine. That doesn't make your parents bad. It doesn't mean they messed you up. And because honestly, you can unlearn all that and you can relearn a new way. And so what I'm getting here is a need to essentially do that legwork and see. So what exactly led to certain behaviors? So for example, I'll just give you an example for mine. I used to be the person in relationships where I would just be like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, even if it wasn't okay. And like, even if something was unacceptable or like it would really upset me, I was so easily forgiven. I'd be like, it's okay. And I'm just, that was so detrimental to me because in so many times it put me in a position where it wasn't okay. The person was taking advantage of me, and I was just so willing to still show up and, do bend over backwards for people that didn't deserve it. And it's like, it was really, really tore me apart. And until I understood it, and I'm like, okay, well, what really fueled that? Where did I get that from? Why do I do that? And it's I've traced it back to one thing, and it's the simplest thing. And Mom, if you're watching, you didn't do anything wrong, and I totally get it, and I forgive you. But my parents, when I was crying and throwing a fit when I was little, they used to, like, because I used to be like really a lot at times. It was like, oh my gosh, like he won't, and I'm not even crying over anything. Like, that's nothing happened. I'm just throwing a fit. But they would be like, okay, well, if you're not gonna stop, you're not gonna listen, you're not gonna calm down, we're going to put you in your room. And they would close the door and say, you gotta stop before, so we can talk to you. And they'd close the door and they just let me cry it out in there sometimes. And that seems innocent and harmless, right? But what it did to my child brain was to teach me, okay, I'm obviously upset, right? And in order to get what I need and want from these people who I care about, I need to, and I'm not thinking all this through in my child mind because we don't think that way, but subconsciously that's what was imprinted. My needs are not important. I need to put my needs aside, or my, whatever's upsetting me aside, and just be better and pretend it's okay in order to get this love and affection that I want from these people. Right. And so that's what was imprinted on me. And so it's something as simple as that turned into multiple painful not relationships, but like attempted relationships and encounters with people. So when I say do the legwork, you got to really trace it, and when you get back to it, you're just like, oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. That's where I got that from. That's where I learned that. That's really funny. And it makes you laugh at it, and it makes you kind of go, that's ridiculous. And when you can look at it from that perspective, it really gives you a sense of power over it. It also gives you the opportunity to change it, because you can dissect and move from there. Now, that's just one thing. But Kathleen, back to you. You got to tend to your garden. You got to tend to your garden. You don't speak up enough. You let things slide that you shouldn't. You have a tendency to maybe assume a little bit, and because of the assumption, you take it as that's fact and truth, and then you behave or act differently according to that. And how many times can you think of that you've done that where, I mean, you probably don't even know, actually, but I guarantee you there's been times where you've stifled yourself or your voice, or you're like, oh, I'm not gonna push that anymore. I'm not gonna say anything, because you made an assumption, and you understood something in a certain way, and it made you feel something, and so you got quiet, or you just said, I'm not going to touch that subject anymore. But in reality, that person didn't think that at all. And you saw the situation wrong because you saw it through a lens of your past pain. And because of that, your behavior changed. And then that person was like, well, what's up with this? What happened there? And then they did the same thing back, right? They see your behavior change. They think their own things. Nobody's asking each other the questions. Nobody's actually, hey, what did this mean when that was said? What did this mean when you did that? I'm curious to understand, what happened here. What did that mean? And when you ask the questions, you get the opportunity to understand. Because when you're running with an assumption, essentially you get to a point where you're not even living in reality with this person, and the relationship you're building isn't even grounded in reality, because you're thinking this and they're thinking this, and then you guys are both acting accordingly. Meanwhile, you're misunderstanding each other the whole time, and you're fully passing up on the opportunity to connect, right? And it happens so quickly. So, and right under our noses too. You don't even notice it happening. Essentially what I'm saying is you need to take inventory of what, but I want you to look at your past relationships and past, the past experiences you've had, and pick out what belongs to you, what is on your side of the street where you need to clean up. Have you been in multiple relationships where you start to feel less than worthy or devalued, and then the person takes advantage of you, and then you let it keep happening, and then you until they finally leave you, and then you're like, wow, or until you finally get so upset that you blow up on them, and hoping they would change, but they just never do, and so it comes to that. Okay, that's not the answer. Isn't all men suck, or all people suck and nobody's trustworthy? That's not the answer. The answer is, I don't know how to set boundaries, and I don't know how to stick up for myself, and I don't know how to put my foot down and tell someone I'm disappointed and that I won't tolerate that. And I don't know how to choose myself when it comes to the point of, if that person's not going to step up to the plate and do something about it, about this thing that's hurting me. Because if they care about you, they'll care that they're hurting you, right? And then you're not willing to say, oh, well, they're not going to step up to the plate, I'm going to walk away and choose myself. That's the real issue, right? So anyway, I could go on and on and on and on and on, but you need to do the foundational work, because it's really important in your healing journey. And I do see you going on a healing journey. That's what's next for you in love. What's coming for you in love is you need to look inward, because as soon as you do this, that's, I kid you not, it happens so quickly too. When you truly go inward and you truly turn that love that you've tried to give other people so much, you give it to yourself and truly see yourself for who you are, without judgment, accept the dark side, the shadow, accept the things that, that the persons you wanted to be and never became, accept the persons that the many persons or roles you played along the way. Accept it, and also forgive yourself. As soon as you really embody that and get that down, that's when you meet. That's when you meet somebody who is going to, because you get what, I don't know how other to say it than you get what you give. And we don't see the world. We don't see other people as they are. We see them as we are. I'll say that again. We don't see other people as they are. We see them as we are. So our subconscious mind is constantly going and finding ways to reaffirm what it already believes about itself back. It will create an environment where what you already feel and think about yourself is shown back to you by everyone else around you. And that's why you continually find people that make you feel like you're not enough, because you don't feel like you're enough. So granted, all those people, yeah, they did things. They're not innocent either. But you can't sit idly by and just believe that lie. And you have to see where the root of it started. And so you're going to go back. This is where it is. You're going to go back to the gardener, and you're going to reparent yourself. You're going to figure out where the seed was planted innocently. Your parents weren't malicious, and they were like, I'm going to do this thing because it's going to subconsciously F her up. Like, they weren't, they're doing the best they knew how to do. And that's fine. It's not, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Here, I'll say this. Childhood trauma doesn't mean you were traumatized. It just means that your child brain could not process things with the same logic as an adult could, and so it made inferences, and it made identifications with it identified with certain things that then imprinted onto your personality and who you became as a person and how you interact in the world and how you involve, you know what I mean? So this has, oh, Siri is just, anyway, this imprinted on your brain, and a lot of the times people go through their entire life without even looking at that stuff, and they're just like, it's just the way I am, that's just the way I am. Is it? That's not just the way you are. You have a choice. You have a choice. You can change your behavior. You can change the way you apply yourself. You can change the way you identify with yourself and how you see yourself. You have the power to do that at any time. People aren't just the way they are. They just may not be aware that they're making a subconscious choice to be that way. And they can change it. Okay. Anyway, right now you need to focus on you. I want to focus on love. Stop trying to get that right now, because the more you reach, have you ever tried to reach for a coin that fell into the crack of the seat of the car, and there's between the seat and everything, and you can see it, and you're like, oh, it's right there, and you go and reach for it, and the act of reaching for it makes it wedge further deeper into the crack, and you lose it in the abyss. That's the energy right now of you trying to grab onto some love, trying to grab onto love. It's gonna run further and further away. So you need to stop doing that. It's because it will come to you as soon as you build that garden and water that garden in yourself. And it will all be drawn to you. Okay, that's all I have for you this evening. I hope it helped.
Wow, it was great. Wonderful. Hi, Gayleen. Okay. A message from Spirit, please. All right, here we go. The first 4 cards are for you. So the card that represents you is the Ace of Cups. This is the card of open heart, blessings, and joy. This means that your heart is open for all the wonderful things to come in to you. Crossing over you in temporary energy is a Lover's card. So sometimes this means that we're thinking about love, or we are making choices about love. Also, I want to tell you about the Ace of Cups, open heart, blessings, and joy. I do tell people that when I do my private readings, that sometimes when this comes up, it's a fertility card, anywhere from pregnancy to menopause. So if there was an issue there, you would go to your professional provider. But it's open heart, blessings, and joy. I'm ready for love and blessings to come in. Now, in the future, they're showing me you're going to feel a little bit left out of the money, or I should have made more money. But you do have a really great message about money in your future, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. Past position shows me you have recently had a new beginning. And I love when we do that, when we wake up or it's Monday. we have a new beginning, and I feel like this has started for you already. Now, as far as looking at your life, I feel like you're going to be fine money wise in the future. Okay. Even though we have this coming up of feeling like, well, I should have gotten more money, or should have more money, should make more money. I do feel like you're going to be absolutely fine with money. But they are showing me some of this energy of fears. And it can be about working around people, or a struggle, or worrying. So that's something that you want to make sure that you're working on and taking care of. That we are facing our fears, we're being strong, we are letting Archangel Michael clear our path so it's easy, and bring any worry down, because that they're saying you worry. This is an over worry. Bring it down. They show me that you're going to have an opportunity to really make big decisions, not the little ones, Gayleen, the big ones. So know what you want. Sit down. What are your desires? Where do you want to go and do for the rest of your life, and all of that? And when the opportunity comes, you're going to be able to make a snap decision that's really great for yourself, because I see these big things coming up. And that's an opportunity. These are, when we have to make the big decisions, these are opportunities, doors to open, to go on new paths. It's really great. So we want to make sure you make that decision. They're showing me that you're going to receive a reward. So something that you really want comes in. Excellent. But they showed me a little bit of heartache. So I took some more cards to find out what this was about. They are showing me, and it's a sadness when we get this little heartache, and we have sadness here, but it does show me that someone will be in spirit and you'll be able to communicate with this person. The one hint I can get about it is the person is money minded, um, you know, in their lifetime and in the afterlife. So we do have someone that can help give advice spiritually to you about money. And I do get that you will be communicating. You're going to get this opportunity to communicate with the spirit. And so I see money being very good for you coming up after a while, though, because I do see in the future you feel like a little lack of. But I think everything's going to go really great, but you're going to be communicating with someone on the other side. It's good. This is a female spirit, and it's going to be great because they can help you along the way to make great decisions with finances and money and all of that. So you get this little help of this extra little spirit guide that's going to come in for you. So overall, face your fears, be strong, figure out your desires and goals, manifest for that. Be ready to make the decision when the new path comes that's really a change for you. And I feel like everything's going to be all right. I get the ultimate outcome card, a reason to celebrate for you. So, very, very good. But you may manifest for money, but I see stepping in, and usually it's a person that's on earth, but I get a spiritual person. So, a guide coming in and helping you with money. Okay. And that's what I get. Face your fears, be strong, and don't worry more than you should. Worrying isn't a bad thing, you guys. And sometimes when we're on our toes or we're worried or whatever, those type of things tend to keep you safe, keep you on your toes and aware. And the thing is that when you get way over here, that's when we don't want to do that. That's not any good for us. So bring it down, and that's what I have for you. Okay. In the end, very good. And that's what I have for you.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I keep doing that this evening.
You have jumpers?
They're not jumpers. It's me dropping it.
Oh, dropping. Okay.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, Kim Bracken. Again, I apologize for Wednesday, Kim. We weren't able to make it. Something came up, but it definitely, that's the first thing I thought about when I was like, I can't do the show tonight. And then I was just like, Kim Bracken. I was like, but I have confidence she'll be back up. She'll come on Friday, and I can explain. So thank you so much.
Oh, so sorry for your loss, Kim.
Yes. I wanted to pull some cards in regard to that, and I just want to say the first one that came out here is the Six of Cups. Very very important card. Okay, so Six of Cups is the card of nostalgia. It is the card of a soul connection, a soul bond, a soul mate. It's the card that it specifically refers, actually, that the Six of Cups refers to a childhood friend or a person from childhood that you connected with, that there's a nostalgia in the current time. So that's quite literally the textbook definition. I'm sorry, the textbook meaning of the Six of Cups in the tarot. So It's very interesting that that's the first card that came out here. I want to say though, hold on, let me pull a couple more cards before I get into this. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. So okay. Oh, I'm gonna cry. So this person gave you a lot of inspiration in your life. You guys were both very passionate people, especially when together, and they thank you for this. That you gave them. You kind of like were a model to them in regard to the way they would want to say thank you. I want to be clear here. I'm not Debbie. Debbie channels, from the other side, and I'm not able. I don't have that ability. At least I don't think. But I am picking up what I'm reading here. What the energy is that I'm reading is in regard to your friend passing, and essentially, that your guys' time together, and the energy surrounding that, and even up to now. So in a way I'm connecting with them, but I don't want to say I'm word for word telling you a message from them. I don't know that, but I would imagine, since this is the energy surrounding that that situation, and both of you, then that would be in line with something they would, a message they would have for you. So I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. Either way though, this person would want to say thank you to you. I would believe that they would want to say that that you were a role model, that they really admired your composure is the word I'm getting. Your composure, definitely. And the way you were like you were very stable. You provided them with stability, I guess, or with a sense of stability, because there were times that were really, really rocky, but you were there, and and they were there for you too. So really what I'm getting here is there's like a deep sense of passion, not in a sexual way, but in a way that's like, you ever like some, I don't know how to explain it, but somebody like mentions something and you just like, your face lights up, you're like, oh my gosh, and you could just talk about that forever. It's like that energy was kind of the it's kind of the defining factor of your guys' relationship. That's like your connection was that energy, was just, that's the type of connection you guys shared with each other. And it was due to many shared experiences where slowly over time, this bond, this trust, this how do you say, this vulnerability was built upon between the two of you. Look, encouragement is the word that came out here. This light is so bright. The light of encouragement. Can you see it if I turn it? Oh, there we go. Encouragement. It's like, yeah, there was a lot of, I just see a very strong sense of support between the two of you. You're being asked to accept what is, And I know that takes time, obviously, and it's so can you see that? I'm so annoyed. There we go. Accept what is. And obviously you got to go through the grieving process, and they say 5 stages of grief, right? So, and they don't go one to the other. They come in waves, and sometimes it jumps and it goes back. And so there's the denial, the anger, the bargaining, the I forget what the other one is, but then acceptance is the last one. But you're being asked to work toward that. And you are, and you will on your own time. Now, there might be something here that you stop identifying with it. This doesn't necessarily, I'm not getting this so heavily, but you may have a part of you that feels like you could have, like maybe in the way something happened, you're feeling like you could have done something, or maybe, I don't know if that's actually the case here, how you're feeling, but if that is part of it, you need to realize that there's nothing you could have done. There's, for example, I'm not saying this is what happened, but for example, there's a lot of times where, something will happen to somebody, and then just because that person, this one person was going to pick them up, but then, plans changed, and because they didn't, I'm sorry, not because, but they didn't pick them, they ended up not picking them up, and then something happens, right? That person who was going to pick them up tends to, and naturally we would feel this way. We'd go, oh my gosh, if I would have picked them up, this wouldn't have happened. And somehow we take some sort of fault for that. But that's ridiculously unfair. It's there because that would imply that you had some way of knowing that was going to happen. And again, I'm not saying that this is your case and how it happened with you, but there might be a little element of that involved. And you need to and you need to realize that that's so unfair. It's also using hindsight, which is 2020. Hindsight's 2020, right? To punish yourself, which is, again, so unfair. You can't do that. You can't use knowledge gained along the way to then punish yourself for something that happened before. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And so, plans change. People make different decisions. Sometimes people on the fly make a different decision. And again, I'm just want to reiterate that I don't think this is what happened here, but if any element of that exists within this, within your grieving, then you need to realize that what was going to happen was going to happen. And sure, maybe it could have happened differently, but it didn't. And there was no different thing you could have done that would have changed that. Does that make sense? So if that part resonates with you, then so be it. But what I actually think more so stop identifying with it means for you is that in life, we tend to think, we have this sense of like infinity almost, like we don't take we might take for granted things, the day to day, because just the next day, somebody could be gone, and maybe we didn't get the chance to say something that we wanted to. Maybe the last thing we said to them, we wish we would have not said that. Maybe we wish we would have reached out more. And then we start to beat up on ourselves for that. And you need to understand that that death is a transition. It's not like an ending. It's an ending here because in Earth and our ego, I think everything, we flip it. So when death is painful here, death is sad, death is something that we're like, oh, we grieve over it. But on the other side, they're like, hey, welcome, you're back. Like, and it's like, oh, I no longer have the weight of gravity weighing down on every bone in my body, and I didn't realize how much of a pressure that was, and how that's why my body literally aches like at times, and I didn't realize how much physical pain I was constantly in just by existing physically. And so that's a relief. It's like, wow, I feel airless. I feel light. I feel free. I feel full of love. I feel because I embody like this light, you know what I mean? So it's like, welcome back. Oh my gosh. Da, da, da. It's like so happy. And so your friend would want you to know that. Your friend would want you to know they're in a better place. They want you to have faith. I believe they're actually trying to tell you this in some way. Again, I want to be careful here because I don't know. I'm just going to say it. I think they're trying to tell you this in some way. Maybe there's going to be a message you're going to get at the funeral. Maybe something's going to happen in a way that's like, whoa, that was my friend. Like that was my friend directly telling me something. So I think that is going to be the case actually. Debbie's nodding her head saying yes. So, oh, Debbie pulled cards. So yeah, I think you're going, I would say, because look, this is what made me think that. The High Priestess, which is higher consciousness, higher, it's also connection with the other side. And that tethering line between the two. Ghost came out, and gosh, there it is. Ghost. Ghost isn't always bad. It can, so the ghost card means spirits. It means energies. It means a ghost from the past, from like, yeah, the moon energy there is a very emotionally tied energy, and it also is referring to ghosts. And then faith came out. Faith. So, but with the High Priestess, faith, and ghost, I'm saying what I'm saying is, I believe you're going to receive a message, and it's going to come from the other side, and it's going to reaffirm your faith. It's going to reaffirm. I feel like you're going to have a moment of clarity, and you're going to, while you're very sad and grieving, you're also going to have this overwhelming sense of comfort, joy, and happiness. And it's going to be two very opposing feelings. And it's so interesting how we can feel that way as humans at times. It's like I'm feeling these two seemingly opposite things at the same time. And I think those moments are just beautiful. So I'm about to cry. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day for you. And your friend just wants to say one last message to you. I wish it would show. Take it one step at a time. And what you don't see coming, or well, the Fool here is a new beginning. Your friend has gone to, they're just starting. They're just like, it's not, death isn't the end, it's the beginning. So they want you to know that, and they also want you to accept what is and move past this into a new beginning for yourself as well. And take it one step at a time with faith. Okay, that's all I have for you.
Okay, I get to go now. Kim. The card that represents you is the Ten of Cups. That's my happily ever after card. That's celebration card, usually relationship celebration. I do get him as a very ambitious male, very maybe business minded or whatever, but I have this really great card for him. I want to tell you that it's not like I'm getting a message from him. This is being facilitated by someone with a D name, and I'm going to say a Dennis. So I have a Dennis that is facilitating the information to you tonight. You will heal and go further and get stronger and everything in the future. Absolutely. Now, they show me the medical card in the past position, which is also a partnership card. So I feel like that you guys were very close. However, when I took cards, I got the Hangman card of destiny, saying past lives together. And it's an abrupt severing of ties, but you will be getting messages from him eventually. But Dennis tells me some stuff anyway to tell you, because we have to talk about a few things here. I'm just going to tell you what I get. I got fond memories of the past. So your friend holds dearly that your past and memories, but we have the concealment card of not telling, which I did see that you said he kept it from you. So this is my card of keeping that away from you. Now, I'm just going to tell you what I see here. I get somebody receiving their reward. Want to tell you there's something about a new job or new stream of money here and some legal paperwork, and the tower for you of this came out of nowhere. Did not see this coming and caused a crisis. And I'm asking the other side, okay, tell me what is a message for you. And this is what I'm getting. Sit on the money, hold on to the money, be careful with the money, protect the money, protect yourself. Don't go and do anything rash. Don't run into anything. Don't sign any contracts. You will be entering into, or you have some kind of thing that can be investment for the future. Um, I do get this very stuck card. Don't be stuck. You know, we have to make sure that you're going forward and taking care of things. I took more cards. What are you telling me here? It says money coming. Now, this can be inheritance, some kind of money that you're coming into, and moving at places. Okay. Be responsible with this. But again, protect it, set on your money, don't spend it, don't do anything rash, don't sign contracts. And there is some kind of investment. The biggest thing here is that there will be messages coming. It seems maybe an abrupt communication thing that happened with you guys, because past life, you know this person, you've been in lifetimes with this person, and then it's done. Believe me, 100%, like Matty got, you are going to be getting communication with this person again. And it's so great when that happens, because we get signs, we get things right in our face. They leave something, and you'll be able to decipher what that messages are that will coming through. But I feel like right now it's really tough. That's why this is like the first time. I always wait a couple weeks before I connect to the other side. But I get Dennis is here. And so I go, okay, whoever that is facilitating information that I just saw here. So look forward to this coming in. I've got this little cautionary thing that is being told to me. But, you know, be looking for any signs, because definitely you have this moon card. You guys will be in connection and communicating really well. All right. And so that's what I have for you. And again, so sorry for your loss, but don't worry. I want to say buck up, buck it up for whatever reason, and do what you need to do. And you're going to be talking to him in no time. All right.
Yeah. I don't know if you just saw me shuffling, but
Tim said it was Dean. I
know.
I got a D word, but I go, what? Dennis. I'm going to go with that D word.
You got the Dean, Dennis, the DN part. Yeah.
That big D came in front of me, and I'm like, D what? D.
That was very, I have to say that was very impressive. When she said Dean, I was like, there it is.
I didn't see that. It's funny.
Okay. So, well, she said it after you already had said everything. Yeah. I want to say one thing. I was just shuffling these cards because I felt like there was a message in here for you from your friend, and yeah. So this detachment came out first. I'll say this. It kind of just validates everything that Debbie was saying. So detachment came out first. Detachment. There we go. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So it has to do with what I was saying in regard to what was I trying to say? Oh, your friend kind of saying giving you that message and you still being in connection with them, and I was saying letting go of any guilt you might feel, or you stop identifying with it. You know, it goes with along with this. So accepting what is, detachment, right? Releasing that, and because here's the reason why. Unity. Right there. You understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. In the grand scheme of things, you guys will be separated just for a tiny little bit. It's like, oh, went to sleep, took a nap, woke back up. Hi. Because I don't know what you believe in, but I personally believe, and science says this, energy. Energy is, there's the same amount of energy always. It's just where it's going, right? And where it flows and where it's currently residing. It's not, it's not created or destroyed. It's exists, right? It was already created. It exists, and it exists now. And so therefore, what I'm saying is, I believe our energy or our spirit, our soul, whatever you want to call it, goes through many lifetimes. And in the grand scheme, I believe as we go up the tiers and we kind of ascend and learn and gain, spread our light of awareness and consciousness, and we are in this ascension process, we gain knowledge along the way and wisdom. And I feel as we gear more toward, embodying the energy that, until we'll manifest here until we learn what we need to learn here, right? And when we finally get that all down, then we'll no longer manifest here. But that doesn't mean our journey's over. I feel like we go on to something else after this, or a different form of awareness of consciousness, right? Anyway, my point is, your friend, it will likely be, unless they're done with their journey here, they're likely going to be back in another physical body under a different identity. But it's the same, energy, right? And all I'm saying is, in the grand scheme of things, when you finally, when your conscious is in that space on the other side, I feel you'll have this awareness of your journey in full, and you'll see how many times you guys, it's like you guys went on your own little pathways, this way, but you always came back, because you guys have that bond. And I think it's beautiful that you got to meet somebody like that, because that doesn't happen for everybody. And the Six of Cups that came out in the very beginning, that really tells me that that's what that is. That's a soul bond. So you guys are like besties on the other side and through your many lives. And little do you know, and you will come to find eventually one day, that you've done this many times in many different ways and many different bodies and forms, and you always come back together. Okay, so that's what I want to leave you with.
Oh, that was so nice. I love that. Okay, you guys, probably time for us to go. So we have a week off because we'll be counting our blessings here. And if you're in the United States, you may celebrate Thanksgiving in many different ways. And so one of the things that we do is count our blessings. And we're going to take that week off to be with our families, and take that time to watch football and eat mostly.
Yes.
So, what are you going to be doing, Matty?
I'll probably be, my parents obviously have Thanksgiving. My mom makes the most amazing Thanksgiving, and I usually go help, because it's a lot of work. And I didn't realize that when I was young. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, let me help, because it is so much freaking work. But yeah, my mom makes the most amazing food ever. But yeah, gonna help them, and then probably visit Michael's family a little bit and have a little dinner with them as well. my
Oh,
husband.
you
So
get double dinner.
yeah, we're probably gonna do the thing where we go, you know, from one to the
Yeah.
other,
Hopping.
or in some way,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not it's the same day or whatever. But either way, yeah, gonna be doing the family thing with my husband. So,
Aw.
what are your plans?
I'm just gonna do the work. I'm
It's a
kind
lot
of
of
stuck.
work.
I don't want to do that
It's a lot of
anymore.
work.
I'm gonna cook. I went ahead. There was a great deal at the new grocery store where butterball turkeys were what was it, $6 and what, 36 cents or whatever, eighty
Oh
six
my.
cents. I know. So I have freezers with 3 turkeys in them, and I've got cheesecakes and I've got pies. And my wonderful thing that I got to do this year was to find people that needed a turkey. So giving away turkeys.
I love that. I love that. That's fun. I want to say this. Don't be the person, not you, Debbie, but everyone watching. Don't be the person that decides they're gonna deep fry their turkey and don't know how to do it, and then they burn their house down. Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh,
know. You
horror
saw
stories.
all those videos are funny
Those
though.
horror stories every year. People, you know how many people?
Yeah.
Like, I want to look it up right now. Actually, we're gonna see how many
Oh
people.
yeah. You know what I'm going to do, you guys, is I got a turkey breast, and I'm just going to crock pot it. We're going to see if it fits in the crock pot, and if not, I'll be out looking for some like little thing. But we're going to just cook it all day on low in a crock pot, and that will save me, because I don't make good turkey. I do not. Because I'm like, is it done? Where do you? And I don't know. I don't trust it. And I go, I can't do this anymore. So crock pot turkey, but I can, do sides and stuff like that. I can make the best mashed potato, whipped potatoes.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
you guys, listen to this. There are more
Oh.
house fires on Thanksgiving than any other day of the year. There's a 297% increase in home fires than the daily average on any other day. For each year, 2017, 2018, and 2019, there was a rolling average estimate of 2,300 people that burnt their house down.
Ooh.
So
Oh my
don't,
God.
and that's from cooking
Yeah.
the turkey. So be careful. Don't throw a frozen turkey into a boiling vat of grease.
And it's like,
Water makes oil pop.
spicy.
Like, well, don't
Yeah,
do that.
no. And I've seen them, and they just go, fire just goes and spills out and everything. And I'm just like, I laugh. I'm sorry, but I will
I mean,
laugh because it happened already. It's like
as
nobody
long
got hurt.
as long as no one got hurt, then
Yeah,
yeah,
we got
okay.
hurt. I don't think they have ones where people get hurt, but
I know you're not. I know you're not laughing at like, aha, they burned their house down. No, I know, I get it. You're not laughing at that.
no.
But yeah, no, that's crazy. It's actually horrific. I've seen videos. They're like, oh, they put it in, and then it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
But we do, laugh as for whatever reason, morbid whatever, and that's
Oh
me.
yeah,
That's me.
I understand. Don't worry.
You guys just didn't know that, but it's me.
No, I get it.
Inappropriate laughing. That's what I do. No, that's a good tip. So that the spirits have brought forward a message from the other side not to do that.
Here's your tip. Yeah. Don't be an idiot. No, I'm kidding.
No. And but Black Friday. Yeah, we already started with Black Friday week. And I said, please don't do this. I want to do it on Black Friday. That was like the best time for me. I would, back in the day before you did online shopping, I'd be up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, coordinating things with my friends that were already in line at the mall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
Oh
now
no.
they have
To
Cyber
get
Monday.
a free thing.
And now they have Cyber Monday. It's like Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
I know.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess we need money or whatever. But I think it was even the earliest Christmas commercial ever when it was like the 1st or 2nd of October. I'm watching TV going, seriously? Seriously? You know? And
We get trampled to death on Black Friday. I think that's crazy.
fun.
Imagine getting trampled over a Samsung TV.
Or you know, a little Sesame Street doll or something like that. Yeah.
There's me laughing over something morbid, Debbie. The thought of someone getting trampled over a TV.
Well, they did show those Walmart, you know.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's insane. It's
yes.
terrible, but it's, yeah, anyway. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys.
Time to go.
Yeah, we've very much stayed over. But thank you so much for joining us. I just want to say one more thing. If you like our show and like our readings, and you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so at my booking site, which I will show a QR code. Just scan it. It'll take you to my site. It'll show you the many services I offer. I do more than just tarot readings, so keep that in mind. And here you go. But thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you and the support you give. And I hope you have a lovely evening, a safe weekend, a safe Thanksgiving. Again, we're not here next week, so keep that in mind, but we'll be back the week after. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless stated otherwise.
And also on December 2nd, I will be doing a show with Kim Ean. We're going to come in and talk about psychic development. We're going to do a few free readings for you guys. So I'll be posting those type of things. Unless you're on YouTube, write it down. But the Facebook people will get notice. So be fun.
All righty.
Okay, you guys. Bye. Count your blessings.
See ya.
Bye-bye.